Peace. Shalom. Shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four winds of the earth that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. All right. This video here will be a reaction video slash one of those commentary videos on something I came across on TikTok. I had mentioned this video in the last video I did. I was actually supposed to record this last night, but Jake was so burnt out. Once you sit down from being on, it'd be a wrap. But anyway, the Spirit's on me this morning to get this recorded. And I really don't have any scriptures lined up, but we gonna roll in the Spirit and build off of what she's saying, as well as the comments she left right here. This woman told her, please give us facts, not speculation. And then she goes on to say that her account gets banned every time she gives specifics. So she wrote down, what the hell? So she wrote down a few facts that we're gonna go over, and more than likely Google some of the things she's saying to see if we can get some receipts on it. But I don't think this woman is on here lying based upon what she's saying in this 4 minute 52-second clip. See, most people, like this woman that said, give us facts, not speculation. Questions like that show that most people are in hope that Babylon or America is going to bounce back and become this, paradise, a wicked paradise at that you can enjoy and do what you want, this, that, and the third. But even Klaus Schwab told you 3 years ago that's not gonna happen. He said he literally said that that's fiction. We ain't never going back to prior to 2020. All right, prior to March of 2020, America will never be that place again. All right, there's an agenda at hand. All right, and it's in full motion while the people are still in the rat race of going to work, paying bills, trying to keep food on the table. All right. Meanwhile, they're pulling the plug on Babylon the Great. All right. Ultimately is what's happening. But before let's get Isaiah 47. Okay. Because I mentioned, most people, they want this place to bounce back. They don't want to face the reality of what's ahead of all of us. All right. It's over, okay? It's a done deal. It's just a matter of time before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai totally lets the floodgates of hell open in Babylon the Great, okay? And it's gonna be very bad, okay? We can't even. It's gonna be bad, man. All right. Our hope is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to have mercy on our soul, all right, and to deliver us in all these situations, as the scriptures say. All right, this is why we you know, give diligence to make our calling and election sure. All right, this is why we out there in the highways and byways. All right. Let me go straight to the point. We would have healed Babylon. Let me see, where is that one at? It might be in Jeremiah. Let me type this in. Salakia. Yep, it is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51. Okay. We're going to start at verse 7. Okay. Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right. So the Lord used Babylon, a.k.a. America, all right, to make the entire earth drunken. Okay. With philosophy, with democracy. Everything that goes on in Babylon goes on around the world. All right. From your entertainment, sports, all right. But Babylon is that place. All right. This is that place the Lord used to push wickedness on the earth. Let's put it that way. To push wickedness upon the entire planet Earth. Because it's Babylon that went around the world and was paying these poor countries to allow more rights, to allow trans surgeries, and give them rights and protections in these different countries. And they were giving out millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to these different countries in order to promote that wickedness. All right. And that's just one example. Okay. So Babylon, the Lord has been using Babylon for the purpose of making the earth drunk with wickedness. All right. But we at the point now where the Lord is getting ready to destroy Babylon. All right. So Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. All right. And this is the left hand of the Lord. All right. Because this place is controlled by who? Esau, Edom, the wicked. It said the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right. And you see what's going on around the earth right now. France is getting ready to fall. All right. Nepal. All right. They over there in Indonesia going crazy. Okay. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. And this is the sentiment of the American people. You still have a majority of the American people thinking that Babylon can be healed. Whether they thinking it's going to be healed through MAGA, whether they thinking it's going to be healed by the people. We the people need to take over and set up our own, this, that, and the third. They have no idea that the Lord is done with this place. All right? It served its purpose, and now it's circling the drain. Okay? Verse 9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right? It's get worse and worse every day. Every day out here, Babylon is worse. Okay? Forsake her. You know how many people can't find jobs, man? Like they telling you that they're creating jobs, which that's bullshit. All right? That's bullshit. It's getting to the point, if you don't have a skill, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to wire up some shit as an electrician, plumb some shit, drive different types of vehicles, whether it be Class A, B, all right, engineers, even engineers and shit. But if you don't have a particular skill, your profession is being taken over by AI. Operating a forklift, they got robots to do that now. I've been in warehouses, all right, this year, okay? I've been in warehouses where you have forklifts operating themselves, lining up freight to be loaded in the trailers. I've been in warehouses where robots actually load trailers. Okay? It says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. And this is what we're starting to see. You're starting to see all these East Indian doctors, Moabites, all right, these different nations. They're seeing that, because right now, if you're not a white male, you're basically being pushed out. All right, and this is what they're doing. They're getting ready. They're fleeing to their own countries, and they're taking the knowledge that they've gained, whether they're doctors, different medical professionals. All right, and they're taking it back to their own land. All right. It says, "For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies." And this is where we're at. We're in the time of Babylon the Great's judgment. Okay. Now let's listen to this video. Her handle is Geology Rocks Harder, and this is actually her latest video that she's done. And I just came across her shit. I don't be searching for it. It's just sometimes, the algorithm, when you sit and you listen to Edomites across their TikTok, that's why I call it Edomite TikTok. When you listen to one video like this, then you'll get other ones throughout your algorithm. And this is how she came up on mine. All right, so let's listen.
Big is about to go down worldwide, and this is partially work related in my field of geoscience, but it's also corporate related in what strings are being pulled right now, and things going down.
And you can tell that she's being careful with her words, because as it stated in her comment, every time she gives specifics, her videos get taken down. Okay?
Behind the scenes. You do not have much time to prepare yourself right now. Things are escalating. The house of cards is falling. And if you want to survive this, if you want to survive what is about to occur, the best thing you can do is try as quickly as possible to get involved in your community and get closer.
And that's the thing. See, America's so divided, there is no community. All right? Even immediate families don't get together no more. Hell, they can't afford it. Everybody's too busy trying to keep a roof over their own heads. But you do have people now that are different families, especially these Edomite families. They're getting back together. Some of them are buying up land, living off grid. Even some of these Jakes getting together with their family, purchasing RVs, and they living off the land because they see this destruction on its way. They see America getting ready to fold in on itself, and all hell gonna break loose. But even that won't save you. All right, even living off grid and that's not gonna save you. See, the people have no idea how bad this is really gonna get, because they think it's just they just gotta weather the storm, so to speak, and come out on the other end. You don't understand how the spirituality that's attached to what's coming. All All right, and that's what most um, have no clue about. They have no clue about this, the spirituality which is attached to the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right. Matter of fact, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, let's get that. When you go to Wisdom of Solomon 17, all right, when Egypt fell, all right, it was some spirituality that came with it. Okay. And this is Egypt is again. Matter of fact, let me get that first, and then we'll read this. Plague Egypt as before. Okay, because this definitely is Egypt, and it will be plagued as the Lord plagued it before. Let me see. I know it's second Ezra's. It gotta be second Ezra 16. Bear with me. Salakia. So I want to go straight to the point, man. Let me see. Maybe it's the 15th chapter. Let's go here. If not, you know, you brothers and sisters know the scripture. Here he is. Second Ezra 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right? And we know modern Egypt is talking about America. Okay? And will destroy all the land thereof. And this is the spirituality that's coming with the downfall of Babylon the Great. Okay? And like I was going here to Wisdom of Solomon 17. All right? When you read this chapter, it gives you what the Lord actually, it goes in depth of the plagues when the Lord sent on ancient Egypt. So how much more now? All right? How much more now will these the in-depthness of the left hand destruction, all right, how the Lord took this place down with the plagues he did on ancient Egypt, he's gonna do it here in modern day Egypt. All right? And he's gonna man, the Lord's gonna make it do what it do. Okay? Because in ancient Egypt, he was scaring those Egyptians to death. All right? They were being afraid to death. Okay? Matter of fact, let's read a little bit. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 17:1, for great are thy judgments. All right? And the judgment of Babylon is going to be very great. Okay? And it's pretty much starting. Okay? For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, Same thing that happened here in Babylon. Unrighteous men have oppressed the holy nation, so much so that the holy nation don't even think that they're being oppressed. It says, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night. And that's how it's going to be here in America. Babylon the Great / Egypt. All right. It's going to be like you're in bonds of a long night. All right. Lay there exalted from the eternal providence. All right. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. See, that's what majority of people don't think that this is coming too. See, this is going to be coupled with the carnal destruction of Babylon the Great, the carnal breakdown and the circling the drain of Babylon the Great. You're going to have to deal with strange apparitions out here. All right? Seeing creatures you've never seen before. That's going to scare your ass to a tranquil state. That's going to scare the pigment out of your face. Okay? It says, for neither might the corner that held them, all right, being in the corner, scared, hearing things, seeing things, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noise as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. See, the Lord gonna really do his thing in Babylon the Great, man. All right, really, like this place is gonna go out crazy. Okay, check this out, verse 5. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. All right, that's how dark the Lord put that darkness over ancient Egypt. How much more Babylon? Okay. It says, only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, for being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. As for illusions of art magic, they were put down. You know, all you witches and warlocks here in America, the Lord gonna fuck y'all up too. Okay? And their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace. For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul, you know, you could drive down the street, you see these psychic buildings and palm readings. You scroll through TikTok, you see the Israelite woman swiping through them cards, doing that shit. All right? You wait, you watch, man. All right? You watch. There's no such thing as a good witch. Okay? This is what you call dealing with familiar spirits, which is forbade amongst the Israelite culture. All right? Those are against the law. The scriptures tell us, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Okay? You got the Israelite woman. I'm a good witch. I do good. Stop it. All right. Verse 8 again. For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed by and hissing of serpents, they died for fear. Now that's some heavy, you know what I'm saying? Where the Lord scared these damn magi's of ancient Egypt, you know, so bad that they died. And these are people that dealt with familiar spirits. How much more here in America? See, this place has no idea what the Lord has in store for it. So it says they died for fear, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided. Now let's go back to the video. Salakia.
To your loved ones, so you can be there for each other and support each other. I don't know what else to tell you other than I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And part of me thinks I could have done more. I know I could have probably, and regrets are gonna be very prevalent in the coming months. We're gonna do a lot of self-reflection about how we could have lived differently, and who we trusted and who we didn't trust. And the only option we have right now is to completely divest ourselves of anything corporate related. And to do that, we're so heavily invested. Everything in our life is so heavily invested in corporate everything. From our homes, to our jobs, to our food, to anything that we touch, our cars, everything is corporate driven. Everything is all consumerism. And when we no longer are able to survive because we can't get food, because we can't live in a house, because we are being attacked.
Because it's going to be like Klaus Schwab said, you will own nothing and be happy. And this is what's happening. This is why the people all over the planet Earth are in uproars. All right? This is why. Everything corporate is going to the private sector. All right? And if you're not a billionaire, and not only a billionaire, but a white male who has bought into what these elite are doing, you're not in the club. Okay? This is why she's saying what she's saying, because she's actually seeing it happen behind the scenes.
By oppressors who want to enslave us, even more than we're enslaved now. Then bad things in levels that we have never personally seen in our lifetimes are happening. And being able to cope with that.
And what she's talking about, bad things happening that we have never seen in our lifetime, is basically anarchy here in America. Just like we see anarchy in Nepal, just like we're seeing anarchy in France. And once the anarchy stops, it won't stop. Okay? It will be anarchy all the way up until the point Yahweh Shai returns and destroys Babylon the Great. Okay? Great death. Anarchy. Okay? Let's get 2nd Ezra 16. Okay? Well, 15 and 16. This is what's coming to pass, all right? Let's start at start at verse 8. 2nd Ezra 16 and 8. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea riseth up against with waves from the deep. Okay? And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's ultimately what all this evil that's getting ready to come is going to lead up to: a nuclear war. Okay? Those are the Lord's arrows that will be shot into the ends of the world. Okay? It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out. All right? Like she's saying. We're getting ready to see things that none of us in our lifetime have seen. And that's just the carnal aspect of it. Okay? She's talking about. Okay? It says, till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? This is what she's describing without knowing she's actually describing what's written in the Bible. All right? She's seeing what's going on behind the scenes based upon her profession. Okay? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay? So, more and more, we're going to see more videos and things like this of these people who are working in these different type of fields. They're seeing what we don't see until months later. They're actually already seeing it because it's affecting their job, you know.
If you do not have good therapy methods, if you do not have people that you can depend on.
And our therapy is these scriptures, all right? The hope in the Holy Bible, the truth, the comforter, all right? Because therapy ain't nothing but comfort. Okay, when you go to these therapists, you know, they sit you on the couch, they maybe lay you down and talk to you so you can be comfortable in telling them what's going on with you. Well, our therapy is the Holy Scriptures, all right?
and commiserate with and lean on each other and just be there for each other.
The brotherhood, okay? The brotherhood, that's what we have. And we have it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? Unconditional love for one another, okay? The world doesn't have that.
Then you're gonna die alone. And you're gonna die sad and depressed. And your life would be pretty much meaningless. No one will remember you. Anything that you gave to the corporate world is not going to be remembered. And maybe to you being remembered doesn't matter. It's your life. If you don't want your life to be remembered, that's fine. But I don't know. I think we all want more in life than just being forgotten. That our short lives here meant something. And the only thing I can do right now is focus on not my life, but the life of future descendants, and know that I did whatever I could to try and help their future. And
that's the thing. Ain't no future in Babylon the Great. All right? And this is, let's get that in Ecclesiastes 12. All right? She's seeing out the window, and she really see that ain't no future. But she has that mind to where she's thinking, oh, well, I'm going to do what I can so that future descendants can have a future. Ain't no future in America, man. Okay? It's over. We just playing out and going through until all hell breaks loose. Okay? I'm going to start at the top. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, you Israelites. Okay? While the evil days come not. Okay? And she's speaking of the evil days. She sees it without even knowing the scriptures because she's behind the scenes with her geoscience job, geologist. All right? Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. We hear. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few. Not much work out here. All right? I got a neighbor, couple years back, he was always gone because he's his own contractor. He's a painter. He does cabinetry. You know, he does things like that. He's always home now because he told me because he got a thick accent. He said it's no work, man. Everything's slow. That's that's how he talk. You know, and you know. This is what's happening around all Babylon. I mean, he still gets jobs, but it's not like it was for him. All right. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, meaning the future. They don't see no future. It's over. Okay? And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And that's happening, man. You go downtown to any major city in Babylon, shit is shut down, man. It ain't really popping like that. All right? The only thing that they're building up are these 15-minute city shopping centers. All right? That's what you see being built around Babylon. Okay? If you know what's going on and you out there and you moving around, because that's what I be seeing, especially driving them big rigs, going to different cities and states. And when you see the construction that they're actually doing, it all looks the same. All right? It all looks the same. And this is those 15-minute cities that they are trying to erect everywhere. But like Yahweh Shai said, or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said, they shall build, but I will throw down. All right? It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. It's over, man. All right? It is over with. Okay? Let's go back. Just a little more, and then we're going to check her comment out.
And I'm doing that by trying to focus on feeding each other just so we can survive.
Food is going to be scarce. All right? Not because there's a lack of it, that is because it's going to be controlled. Okay?
The things you have to focus on right now is what is going to allow you to survive. If you don't want to survive, that's your choice. But you need to survive for humanity to survive. And corporate humanity is not going to survive. So
anybody who's dependent on the corporation is basically what she's saying.
Get rid of them. This is a big change. Get rid of everything corporate related.
And that's really damn near hard. All right? You can't really get rid of everything corporate. All right? Your job is corporate. You know what I'm saying? These different grocery stores that you go to, they're corporate. Gas stations, corporate. All right? So you really can't get rid of anything corporate and be really for real self-sufficient. Most people can't. All right? But this is where you have these different, like I was explained earlier. You got other people who are straight up leaving everything and living off the grid. Okay, setting up tents, in the wilderness, in the forest, in the woods, in deserts, away from society, and just surviving, the best way they can while they have time. All right. This is what she means when she says, if it's corporate, leave it. Okay? Now, that's basically pretty much the end of that video. Now, let's check this comment out that she left. Like I said, someone said, please give us the facts, not speculation. And she replied to that. And she said, I don't want my account to get banned again. And every time I give specifics, my videos are taken down. So this is what she said. 1, nonprofits are pulling all research, development, and assistance to anything in the U.S. It's happening quickly and suddenly. Today I had to let dozens of American farmers and agriculture businesses, agro, that's what that is, agriculture, and agriculture businesses know that we no longer she forgot to put will. We no longer will be offering them our services. Okay? That's major. Dozens of American farmers are, which they depend on government funding so that they can run their farm and their agriculture business. Okay? 2, the latest, matter of fact, that's in the Apocrypha as well. The husbandmen shall mourn. Okay. That's in the scriptures. Because there is a manufactured famine happening. Man, why are they coming up, man? Okay, I know what I'm gonna put. That's it. Should come up now. There it is. Second is 15 and 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hail with fearful constellation, meaning famine. All right? And this is what she's talking about in her comment. All right? The different farmers and agriculture workers are being put on notice. We ain't no longer helping you. Okay? 2, the latest numbers have come in on corporate production so far this year, and it's the worst in recorded American history. 3, let's Google that. Let's Google 2025 corporate America production numbers. Let's see what's up. See if we can get some. And I gotta start picking up the pace. Look at that. In 2025, corporate America has seen mixed production results, with the manufacturing sector experiencing fluctuations and overall economic growth moderating. Tariffs higher than expected, inflation, and political uncertainty have created headwinds, but corporate earnings and stock market performance have remained resilient, which, that's neither here nor there. I don't believe it's, they remain resilient. Okay. Overall economic and corporate performance. The U.S. See, and this is why some of these AI overviews be straight up bullshit. Okay. Let's see. Look, here it is. The U.S. losing thousands of manufacturing jobs. Okay? The U.S. is losing thousands of manufacturing jobs, analysis finds. Okay? So what she's saying is checking out. Let's see if we can find anything else. Productivity and cost second quarter 2025. Let's see what this one. See, yeah, I could sit here and go through all of this, but I don't really have much time left. Okay, 15 major U.S. corporations that are falling apart in 2025. All right, 10 major U.S. companies. All right. They don't really say after that. 10 major U.S. American corporations that are quietly making large-scale layoffs in 2025. See, so what she's saying is checking out. Okay? Inside the numbers, manufacturing jobs coming back to the USA. Nah, it's not. That's bullshit. The homelessness is crazy. Look out in reality. Where you seeing these young women are now homeless, as well as these young men living out of vehicles. And they willing to work to do whatever. Okay? Number 3 she put, the farm apocalypse is happening as we speak. We just read 2 Ezra 15 and 13. The farm apocalypse is happening as we speak, with farmland being bought up by the hedge funds, investors like Vance and other oligarchs. All right? That's these Edomite males who think they getting ready to rule again. All right? And put everybody into captivity. They buying up everything. You had that fucking dinner with the DJT and Zuckerberg was there, and DJT looked at his ass and, how much are we going to be looking to be spending in tech? Proud. And he said, we're looking at close to 600 billion. While there's fucking people on the street dying of starvation, homeless, and these devils sitting having dinner, rubbing it in your faces. All hell is getting ready to break loose in Babylon, man. All right? Number 4, latest results on our water tables, including reservoirs, rivers, lakes, etc., shows a substantial decline, meaning we're now draining our water countrywide faster than it can be replenished. Okay? Look at that. Yes, I put, will there be a water shortage? Yes, global water shortages are a serious and intensifying concern. And I don't even want to read no more. How the fuck is there water shortages when the Most High created water for us to, you know what I'm saying? That's because this man is controlling. He's trying to control everything. All right? It says, yeah, that was it. 5. Spring-fed land is now over 90% owned by oligarchs. Nestle and Kill Bates just purchased the last millions of acres available. Okay, so you see where this is going. You will own nothing and be happy. The job market is worse than what we're being told. Far worse. And look around you. The homelessness. Okay? It says my nonprofit is based in Europe. Okay? They're being told to prepare for the entire EU to be at war. World War III. Okay? Is what's getting ready to happen. The entire EU is basically World War III. Okay? Our boss has asked the few of us scientists who remain, like myself, if we can get a visa prepared now to come over to the EU to help aid in agriculture, surveying, and geolocation work. We're being offered residency. That's huge. There's more I could list, but the main what the fuck right now, I think that's what that should be. The main WTF right now is that world war is being prepared and the U.S., Babylon the Great, is being dropped faster than a hot potato intentionally. Okay? And this is a geoscientist, all right, that has the inside scoop. Why would she get on these platforms and lie? Why would she get up here and basically say she's sorry? All right? She's being offered residency. She's being offered basically some form of security based upon her profession. Because they know it's about to go down and they're going to need to keep the people who can help build the next society afloat. And she's one of them. All right? So, like the prophets have been saying, man. Okay? Let's get Daniel 12. Things are about to take a change for the worse. And if you're not of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's elect, you're going to feel it out here, man. All right? We're going to constantly warn until the Lord tells us otherwise. Okay? And that otherwise is creeping up real fast. So I'm going to read this here in Daniel 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, because you will need divine intervention. All right? That's what will be needed. And clearly she don't believe in God. She's a scientist. All right? That's why you didn't hear nothing about God coming out of her mouth. All right? She talking about for humanity survive, this, that, and the third. Okay? She's going into captivity. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, which we all see it coming, and we're going to continuously see more and more of these type of videos surface, and these Edomites spilling the beans. Okay? Even though we already knew. All right? It says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time shall thy people be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That's the elect. All right? The elect is going to be delivered from these times that are getting ready to come. But the rest of you, yeah, the Lord going to punish you, and he going to punish you, and you going to know that it's Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai punishing you. All right, so I'm going to end it there, man. I got to get ready to get out of here so I can make it to camp on time. But as you see, all right, it ain't getting better here in America. Babylon the Great. Babylon will not be healed. So with that, Lord will, this was edifying and exhorting to the hopeful elect, giving all praise unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we on to the next video. Shalom.